let's talk about backward compatibility. Really, the inspiration for this video came after hearing that the Wii U will be fully backward compatible with the Wii and the GameCube. But it really wasn't that long ago that we were using these little guys to play all of our video games. I'm of course talking about cartridges, as opposed to CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray discs. In fact, Nintendo has quite an illustrious career using cartridges for most of their video games, some of them now dating back more than 20 years. And when you think about it, Nintendo still uses cartridges in all of its handheld systems. Of course, it wasn't until this guy dropped onto the market and Nintendo started using discs for the first time in its history. And I was always amazed how much smaller the GameCube discs were when compared to their counterparts of the Xbox and the PS2. Now, many of you might think that backward compatibility is a new issue when it comes to game consoles, but it actually dates back all the way to the days of the Atari. In fact, as we move forward through video game history, we see the issue of backward compatibility coming up again and again. When the Atari 7800 was first released to market, it was compatible with almost all Atari 2600 games. The Game Boy Advance was of course compatible with all Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Even the Nintendo 3DS is backward compatible with most Nintendo DS and DSi software. But it is only until we get into this generation's video game consoles that backward compatibility becomes such a hot button issue. Let's start with Nintendo first, because when it comes to backward compatibility in recent years, they have had such an outstanding record. Now, Nintendo's Wii is backward compatible with all GameCube games. However, in late 2011, a Family Edition console was released to Europe and North America, essentially pulling GameCube support from that system. And as I've explained before, the Wii U will be fully backward compatible with Wii and GameCube games. Now, when you're talking about the Xbox 360, most of the original Xbox's library of 475 games are fully backward compatible with the Xbox 360 via software emulation. But depending upon where you live, not all Xbox 360s are created equal. For instance, if you live in North America or Japan, most games will work for the Xbox 360. But say you live in Europe, Australia, or South America, not all original Xbox games will work with Xbox 360s in those regions. And when you get right down to it, it's just really bizarre. But when it comes to backward compatibility, I think Sony takes the cake on this one. Many of you are young enough to remember that all PS2 models were backward compatible with the original PS1. And when it came to its handheld systems, all PS Vitas were backward compatible with the games on the PSP. It really isn't until you get to the PlayStation 3 that the waters become a little murky. See, when the first models of the PlayStation 3 were released, they were initially all fully backward compatible with both PS1 games and PS2 games. It wasn't until 2008 that newer models of the PS3 were released to market that weren't fully backward compatible with PS2 games. But apparently things just got too expensive for Sony, and as a result they removed the Emotion Engine chip in later models of the PlayStation 3. The very chip that allowed gamers to play PlayStation 2 games. Oh sure, you could play original PlayStation games on the PlayStation 3, but not being able to play PlayStation 2 games really infuriated a lot of gamers. And since 2008, no new models of the PlayStation 3 has included backward compatibility for PlayStation 2 games. So where am I going with this video? Well, I thought long and hard and wondered if there was an actual argument to be made for not having backward compatibility in a video game system. And aside from the manufacturers saving thousands upon millions of dollars for not putting these chips in next-gen consoles, I did come up with one valid reason to not have backward compatibility in these next-gen systems going forward. And that is, I'm really enjoying these HD remakes that are being re-released for the PS3. It's an obvious cash cow for developers, but then again, younger gamers will get to experience games that we played only with better graphics and better controls. Now obviously, if I had my choice, yes, I would prefer backward compatibility in my next-gen systems going forward. I can't honestly picture the PS4 not being able to play PS3 games. Having said that, for the time being, I'm really enjoying these HD remakes, and I hope developers continue to release these games in the near future. Now I want to hear what you have to say. Do you agree with my opinions? Do you disagree with them? Feel free to post a comment in the comment section below. That being said, I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video.